Hi, this is Pat, and in this video we're going to talk about some advanced design features and how to implement CSS elements or custom CSS elements to really take the design of your site up a notch. So the first thing I want to point out is in this tutorial we're going to be using Firebug, and if you Google Firebug you'll see you get Firebug, and we can go to that website and download Firebug for the Firefox browser. So I'm using the Firefox browser with Firebug installed. Let's go back over, and now I'm going to activate Firebug. So it adds a little toolbar tool, and when I click on that tool, it's going to open up a panel down below. And in that panel on the left-hand side, I see the HTML of the site, and on the right-hand side, I see the CSS that's controlling the site. So clicking this little arrow tool will activate Firebug, and as I mouse over different elements of the site, we can see these lower areas adjusting. So let's start by going to the header, and now that I've got it highlighted, I can click on it. That has locked it and deactivated this tool. And that now lets me come down here and mouse over the different elements, and as I click on these, we'll see the CSS area changes and allows me to see the CSS that is controlling the individual elements. And the rules kind of start at the top and go down to the bottom with the rules with the highest priority at the top. And so scrolling down here, I see that in the header image div ID, I have a link image, and here I see header image with image, and it indicates that there's a margin left. So Firebug allows me to activate and deactivate these rules by clicking here and changing them and turning them off. Well, when I turn this rule off, I see that that adjusts the header the way I'd like. If I come over here to the site-wide CSS and HTML, I see this customized rule, and now I can take that rule out and refresh my page. And now that I've refreshed the page, I'm still Firebug is still looking at that rule, and over here we see that rule doesn't exist anymore, and now that element is displaying as I like. Now, the other thing I can do is take a look at some of the other rules that exist in the custom CSS, and in this example I see container background white, so I'm going to go ahead and take that out, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this one as well. So now we have no custom CSS, and the only CSS that we're using is generated from the design tool, and we can see that these colors are being applied to the site. So let me just refresh this now without any of the custom CSS elements in there, and now we see the site kind of rendered as we might expect. So working with Firebug will allow for really kind of getting a very detailed look at what's going on in the underlying page and identifying CSS elements that we might want to change using custom rather than system-generated tools. So for instance, let's say that we wanted to make this font a little larger. Here we see that the font weight for bold is set at 700. I could adjust that up to 900. Let's just go ahead and copy the CSS path, and then if we go back into the style sheet area and paste, what we've now done is created a rule just for that path. So let's just say we wanted to make that 36 pixels. So I've created that rule now, and I can go back and see that rule applied. Maybe we want it to even be bigger, so I can make it larger and larger, or adjust whatever other elements there might be. Now, if you're familiar with CSS, this CSS path here, we can see contains the full path, and typically I would edit this down to a more precise path, but if you're just getting started, using the full path is a fine approach. Let me pull all that out of there and refresh, just so we can see that go back to now being used the system generated rules. What else could we do? Let's say we wanted to make the footer a different size, so we can activate the tool and then just kind of hover around until we get to the basic area, and then I switch over and lock it and start using this to highlight and find the precise area I want. And now I've got footer, and I could add a new element called background, and let's make it a gray color just as an example. Or I could use other elements, rules that exist for CSS. And now if I wanted to just go ahead and take this rule, I can right click on it and select copy rule declaration, and now I can paste that, and that'll bring in the entire rule. Now again, normally I would edit this down. The only thing that I changed in this rule was the background color, so I would remove those other elements typically and save that. And now when I go back and refresh, I'll see those changes applied. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that one more time. Okay, so Firebug, implement Firebug, activate it to get to the general area, and then mouse to find the blue part that is covering the precise area that you're interested in, and then use these rules to adjust and create examples of what you might want to see as an adjustment, and then right click, copy rule declarations, and then paste them into the custom CSS area and see how those rules work. So this is just one of the ways that I kind of get beyond the WYSIWYG tools and down into the coding to define very precisely some tweaks or adjustments that we want to make that exceed those referenced in the site-wide tools. All right, I'm happy to help you understand this idea more, and if you've got some questions or you'd like to set up a training, feel free to click on that blue button and schedule phone support, and we can get into this in a screen sharing session or in great detail. All right, all the best. Thanks. Bye.